What is your American dream?
My American dream is for everyone to walk around freely and comfortable and not being afraid to show who they are.
My American dream is to help my people from my community.
My American dream is for people to be aware of different cultures and traditions and to be respectful of each other, of all those differences, because America is actually built by immigrants. We are all immigrants in this country.
My American dream is to continue doing what I'm doing and educating people about who we are as Mexicans, what we have to contribute to this country, and we are part of this country. Let's not forget that.
My American dream is for everybody to know that I'm not a bad man, that I'm really capable to do a lot of stuff in the best way possible, always with love, with respect, and with that passion that is a characteristic of us Mexicans.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Groundhog Sam! Oh, this is so interesting. Wow, they do squirrel censuses. Who knew? Oh, hello everybody! Groundhog Sam here! Happy Hump Day! Woohoo-hoo-hoo! So check this out. The city of New York did a squirrel census. Who knew? They found out that there are 2,373 squirrels living in Central Park, and they come in a range of colors too, from tan like me to black. So amazing, right? I knew there were a lot of my squirrel friends around. I see them all the time in the park. But then I was thinking, why would we do a census about how many groundhogs have been to Spar and Bernstein? I mean, since I've been here, we've had quite a few. Come with me as I list Groundhog Sam's census of Spar and Bernstein groundhogs. Come with me. And of course, we know there's George. Gosh, I'm sorry I ever told him where I was hanging out, but here he is. One, George. Then, of course, because of George, we have Dr. Hogg, because, you know, I need to once in a while talk to my therapist. Two. Then, of course, when we had the party, besides George, you met Maxine and Shirley. Those groundhogs know how to party. And then, of course, Groundhog Nana. You've all met her, but she hasn't been to the office, but I don't care. I'm still putting her down because, you know, she and I FaceTime a lot, and I love her. Groundhog Nana, 5. If we want to count that terrible, scary Halloween dream I had with all those groundhog mummy zombies, this is it. This is how Groundhog Sam goes out. Oh my God, they're gonna eat me! Ah! Gee, there were like 12 of them. So check that out, Brad Squad. That's 17 groundhogs. 17 groundhogs have been to the Spar and Bernstein office. Now that's a census for you. Amazing. Every office should have a few groundhogs kicking around. We really spice everything up, and we're cute. Anyway, did you miss yesterday's episode of Bradshaw Live? Well, in case you did, Belgium Kim went to an adult literacy rally where people were asking Mayor de Blasio in New York for the $12 million that they need just to be able to make sure that there's English as a second language along with other classes for adults living in the city, and many of them are immigrants, and once they learn English, of course, they can start to get jobs and navigate everything much better. So, very important. We're never too old to learn, none of us. And on that note, now is the time you have all been waiting for. It's time for Bradshaw Live, starring Brad Bernstein with co-hosts Belgium Kim and Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias. Enjoy! Wow, 17 groundhogs in this office. I'm kind of proud of myself. I'm a trendsetter. Yes, I am. Okay, woohoo.
Hello, everybody. It is Wednesday, June 26th. My name is Brad Bernstein from the law offices of Spar and Bernstein. I have with me on Wednesday, June 26th, Belgium Kim reminded me 4 times. Right. It is Hump Day, Belgium Kim, and Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias.
It's Hump Day!
Everybody we're going to get a little, because it's Hump Day.
Okay, feel
okay, you can't get overly excited at one time. Okay, on Hump Day, you have to build up.
You have to build it.
Build up the anticipation, and until you reach an ecstatic
Some sort of climax.
climax.
If you-
Exactly. I don't know if I was going to use that word, but okay.
I went there, Brad. It's
Yeah,
okay.
so it'll be like a slow climb.
Right.
You know, if I was older, I would need a Viagra, but I don't. We'll be okay, Belgium Kim.
At which point that would be a super speed taxi to the top.
That is correct. Right, when I have to start taking Viagras for Hump Day, we know it's time for Brad to retire.
Yeah.
Right?
We also know that Hump Day has gone far too far.
Exactly. Can you imagine? It's Wednesday, June 26th. 1 second, I gotta call my pharmacist.
Too far.
Too far. And I gotta say hello. Oh, let me say hello to everybody. Mia Montauk, Fearless Michelle, Carol Anderson, the Tiger. How are you? Lynn Brown, Jessica Leamy, Joelle, Malia Lobin, Martin, First Lady Hewitt, all saying hello. Ramona Hazel, Glazia Mendoza Malari saying squad up. Felix Obeng is watching, as well as Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias. I see in the comments section.
Yeah.
Cordella Douglas, how are you? Angela Barrett and Lisa Bling Rose, Deanna Moore, Christine Bennett, Willie L. Williams saying hello. Oscar Crucis saying hello. Fearless Michelle, squad up. Julian, who makes
Not
me
to
laugh.
be mistaken as Julian, the TriCaster guy.
Correct. That makes me laugh. We were just talking about it. I said, tell Julian, the TriCaster guy, to start the show.
Yep.
And I said it, and then we were laughing. We were like, Julian jumps every time I say Julian. Christy Kinsale, how are you today?
Can sail.
It's Kinsale.
Kinsale.
I'm getting close, all right? I'm getting closer, right?
Sure.
I'm getting closer.
I'm
Princess
surprised you actually
Tenko.
tried.
I tried.
Why-
I tried.
But why do you try on her name, but everybody else like Jessica Leamy and all the other nicknames you just
They don't even get an attempt.
Right. You're attempting with Kinsale.
Maybe I got something going on.
Oh. Better speak about it on Hump Day.
Rich Kid C, how are you? Lynn Brown. Who else we got? Marge Higgs popping in. And Sandra Salinas is watching. How are you all? Sandra out in California, because we know her from our Brad Squad Spotlight.
We do.
Jamila Russell, how are you? Ja Love, Ali, Matthew, Obai Bona. That's a name for Hump Day. Obey Bona.
Obey Bona.
I guess. Tally, how are you? Donald Horton, Tracy G.E., Angela Rawlings, Ruthie Cutie, watching Princess Monkey as well. Pasang Sherpa has a question. We'll get to you in a little bit. But we have something about Ruthie Cutie, because Ruthie Cutie is in our Brad Squad Spotlight today. She has so much to share that Belgium Kim knows more than I do about Ruthie Cutie today. Oh, there she is.
God.
Wow.
Man.
That is Cutie.
Ruthie Cutie.
That
indeed.
is, I'm going to tell you something. She calls herself right. That is Cutie, right?
That's 100% right.
All right, tell us about Ruthie Cutie, Belgium
So
Kim.
Ruthie Cutie this is an amazing, perfect day to feature Ruthie Cutie, and let me tell you why, family. Ruthie Cutie's from Jamaica, where she was a nurse. She's been married for the last 6 years, and they have 3 kids together, a boy and 2 girls. When she moved to the Bronx in New York in 2017, that's where she had her 3rd child. They decided to stay in New York. They decided to stay in the U.S. and move to North Carolina. Hey. Now,
Are they in Lamone, North Carolina, by any chance?
Lenore?
Lamone or Lenore, either city?
No, they're in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Okay.
Greensboro.
That's like
nice.
a real city, right?
G-boro,
Yeah.
a real city.
Real city,
Absolutely.
right.
Absolutely.
That's what y'all call them?
We're cool in NC.
Oh,
that's
we're
right.
cooler. Yeah.
We're real cool.
You're real cool.
So this is the most amazing story from Ruthie Cutie. So she was a nurse in Jamaica, and when she moved to the U.S., as she was doing her adjustment of status, she had a work permit, but had to go through CNA lessons all over again to get relicensed because they don't recognize the Jamaican certification in the U.S. So she had to do all of her CNA all over again. During that time, she got both a job at McDonald's and Home Depot, still raising her 3 babies, and taking classes for her CNA. And guess what today is, Brad?
Today is her graduation.
Yeah, damn right
All
it is.
right, congratulations, Ruthie Cutie.
Wow.
I took a guess. I had
You
no
did.
idea.
I didn't tell him.
All right.
Yes,
Queen.
queen.
I didn't know I was going to say graduation or today she got, I don't know, her anniversary, I guess, would have been the other option.
That would have been the other
Right.
option.
That's
Yep.
amazing.
Right,
Which-
or she would have become a citizen. That went through my head too.
that could have been a
Right,
thing.
but I said of all three things, because you concentrated so much on that she worked 3 different jobs to
Yeah.
get through to get her CNA plus raise 3 kids. I said she just graduated.
She just graduated.
I used the big brain on Brad.
the
Smart
big
guy.
brain.
Well,
on
and let's
Brad.
go. Let's shuffle through her pictures again because she is one cutie.
Oh
Yes,
my
she
god!
All right, but
Look
her
at
husband looks like a big guy, so I don't want to call her
Okay.
cutie
yeah.
more than once.
You're right, and
but
that
she does
was-
look like a cutie. Yeah, he's a big dude.
This was on their anniversary
Yeah.
too, so he's probably gotten bigger since
Maybe,
then.
maybe,
Don't-
right, maybe, you know, and she's probably a good cook. She feeds him well, so he's
Yep.
definitely
Oh,
bigger.
okay.
But I don't know why I think she's a good cook. I'm just going to anoint her as being a good cook.
She's just got that look to her. She's
Yes.
got that vibe.
I feel like Jamaicans just cook, period.
They do
cook
know how to
some
cook.
bomb food.
It's
Yeah,
that is a stereotype I have. Like I think our entire Jamaican fam cooks like goddesses.
down.
That's
Yeah.
right. You know, like it's like when I went to
In
the
there.
Jamaican restaurant up on 125th Street.
Daps eat.
Daps Eats.
Oh.
I mean, this guy came in. He just he got his green card. Boom. He starts cooking. Boom. He's like a 5-star restaurant over there now.
I've never had, I can safely say in this city anyway, I've never had bad Jamaican food. All
No.
the Jamaican food I
Yeah,
have
true.
is always
Yes.
just utter
Yes,
delicious.
and I want you to know it's always clean restaurants.
Yes.
That's
You never,
so
it's
true.
very true. You never
Yeah.
walk into a Jamaican restaurant and say, "Oh, it's dirty. I don't know if I want to."
This
No.
is true.
Right? It's true, right?
Yep.
There are certain restaurants you walk in, you're like,
They definitely have roaches in the back.
no,
But-
no. And even Daps Eats, I mean, it was spotless there.
Yep.
They know how to. Jamaicans know how to keep a clean kitchen.
Well,
they do.
everybody
They know how to keep a
from
clean
Jamaica
kitchen.
is definitely agreeing in the comments.
I'm going to tell you something. We know how to butter up our squad,
Okay.
right?
It goes both ways.
Do we know how to butter up our
Oh,
squad?
yeah.
That's our comments of the day to you, family.
Ours to you guys.
Meanwhile, we have an immigrant to the day. It is none other than on Hump Day, Dr. Ruth Westheimer. Dr. Ruth Westheimer is one of the world's most recognized authorities on Hump Day sex. She has delivered her advice on TV, radio, and the web for decades. She was born in 1928 in Frankfurt, Germany, which is why you always hear that thick German accent.
Yeah.
In 1939, her family sent Ruth to Switzerland to escape the Nazis. Both of her parents unfortunately died in the Holocaust.
Wow.
But at 17, Dr. Ruth joined the Haganah
Haganah.
in Jerusalem. That was pre-Israel.
Right.
So the Haganah was the Jewish army in Israel before Israel got their independence.
Right.
And because of her size, she was only 4'7". She was trained as a sniper because she would be able to go in, I guess, into the bushes or the trees and hide because she was so short.
Dr. Ruth the sniper
now,
is
now
crazy.
she says, I never killed anybody, but I certainly know how to throw some hand grenades. Okay, that's what she says. Now, in 1956, she was able to finally immigrate to New York. She settled in Washington Heights. She worked for Planned Parenthood. She became a naturalized citizen in 1965. And she started a lecture series on talk radio in 1980 called Sexually Speaking. And that show was a hit. And Westheimer became nationally recognized after. Similar to my, because as a child,
Right.
I used to play with G.I. Joes.
Right.
Okay, I didn't actually have a gun or grenades.
Right.
But I moved them around a little bit.
Same thing. Right, totally.
Right. And then eventually I became a professional and I got on radio.
Right.
And my show was a hit on radio and
Yeah.
now
Right.
here I am.
Amen.
You're
Me
right.
and Ruth.
You're basically the male Dr. Ruth.
I basically am, and now we do Hump Days every Wednesday, right?
How could we have missed
How did you
such a
miss
clear
that? How did you miss
connection?
that, right? Because we do Hump Day every Wednesday now.
I mean, I feel like even if we put you guys' pictures side by side, it'd be tough to tell the
Okay.
difference.
Yeah, I'm short too, right? All right,
too
we're
would
both
be a
short.
sniper.
We're both, I could have been a sniper. Right, so there's now a documentary coming out about her life. It's called Ask Dr. Ruth.
Yes.
And it premiered on May 3rd, 2019, and it's being released on Hulu on June 1st, 2019. Now, having previously discussed her early years and how the Holocaust has affected her family and herself, Dr. Ruth believes that current events make it necessary for her to stand up and be counted. She stated that seeing child refugees being separated from their parents upsets her because of her own story. It's reflected in what they are going through as well. And that is our immigrant of the day. So everybody strap yourself into whatever you strap on, right? We are this is hump day. We're laying it on today. Again, another double entendre, right? And Belgium Kim and Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias use as many double entendres as you can in the next 3 minutes to tell everybody to share this with their friends, their family, and their lovers, because we got hump day coming up in about 2 minutes.
All right, guys, it's time to use those fingers. Let's click.
Yeah, use those fingers. Start gently, right?
Start gently.
And then you work your way up to a feverish pitch of sharing.
Yes. We definitely want you guys to join the Brad Squad. We are going to actually put in the comments right now. We're going to put the link for the Brad Squad page, and we need you guys to click on that right now. Like I said, use your fingers and join it. We will actually be accepting all of your what are they? Your
follow requests.
Yeah, there you go. Your follow requests right now. So we're accepting them right now. So make sure you click on that link, and we will make sure we accept them. Okay. And not only that, everybody on Facebook, we definitely want you guys to share right now. So in order to share, just click that little arrow that says share, and share it to anybody's page, to any groups that you think they might benefit from this show, think it's entertaining, any international type of group. But most importantly, we want you guys to start sharing it into anybody's inbox. So it goes directly to them. They get a ding on their phone, laptop, wherever they are, and they click the link. They join, all right? And also, start a watch party. In order to start a watch party, all you have to do is click that share again, and a couple options down that says start a watch party, and that actually sends another ding to your entire friends list without being annoying, all right? So it just shows as a notification that you're starting a watch party. People get curious, they click on the watch party. So it's a great way to get the show out. And definitely we want you guys to interact. So we want you to like, love, smiley face, sad face, wow face, mad face, whatever you feel like. We want you guys to show it, because we will be talking about some crazy stuff, because it is hump day, of course. And of course, put in your social media questions. And like I said before, if you click and join the Brad Squad page, you guys get first dibs. The first 5 people that put their questions in there, we will ask your social media questions first, because every day, so far, the past couple of weeks, we have not got to every single social media question because we get so many. But you guys will get the first dibs. First 5, all right? And what are we going to be doing on YouTube?
On YouTube, you guys have some stiff competition from Facebook, but I am very, very, very faithful in the fact that you guys can beat them down. So the very first thing that we need you guys to do is share that link, family. Share that link, copy link, and then paste it into anyone's DMs. Penetrate deep into your friends' DMs, fam, and let them know exactly where they can watch the show.
Belgium Kim, that's a little too dirty. That's a little too dirty for this. Belgium Kim, that's a little way too dirty. What do you mean by penetrate deep into their DMs?
Into their DMs. Slide deep in their DMs. I want a
Belgium Kim, be a lady, please.
Long time. Listen, Brad, I do my job. You tell me you want sexual content, I deliver all day long. So, also
Belgium Kim, I don't believe the words coming out of your mouth.
Also, make sure that you hit that like and follow button real right for us, fam, because we need to get those numbers up, and make sure that you're telling us everything you're thinking and feeling or feeling on in our comments right now, letting us know. Also, we love a good thumb. Give us a thumbs up right now, because I cannot do this anymore.
Let's go to schmoozing.
Stuff. And now, let's go to schmoozing with Brad.
All right. So we gotta go through our hard news. The hard news first.
Hard news first, absolutely.
Right, the hard news first. We're gonna go through it very quickly.
Yes.
This hard news. Robert Mueller has agreed to publicly testify in Congress on July 17th. It's basically make or break for the Mueller Russian investigation. He is going to testify both before the House Intelligence Committee and the Judiciary Committee. It's going to be back-to-back, but separate. It is going to be a long day for Robert Mueller. He previously said he would not testify about his 400-page report, which detailed instances in which President Trump tried to obstruct Robert Mueller's investigation into his presidency and his connections with Russia. Ultimately, Robert Mueller determined there was not enough evidence to suggest that President Trump committed a crime by colluding with Russia to become president. That doesn't mean that there was no collusion. It means there was not enough evidence to prove a crime was committed.
Right.
He also said in his report that I have not read, and nobody has really, I believe very few people actually sat and read the 400-page report. I haven't read it. I'm only telling you what I read in the news.
Absolutely.
He also said that that President Trump did, in fact, have multiple instances of obstructing his investigation. And in the end, he did not exonerate President Trump from obstruction of justice.
Right.
And he said, reading between the lines, that I can't indict a sitting president. And then I will leave it up to other people to determine whether or not he committed a crime. But he did specifically say he is not saying that a crime was not committed.
Right.
Now, that doesn't logically mean that a crime was committed.
Right.
So now on July 17th, if I'm a Democrat, which I am,
Right.
but I'm not on Congress asking the questions, which I'm not. And don't start Brad 2020 again. Okay? But I would want to ask basically two questions. Tell me, point blank, if this man was not president of the United States, would you have indicted him as a prosecutor?
That's the question.
That is the question.
Right.
That's it.
And the other question is, give us a summary of your 400 pages.
Right.
Because nobody's read it. But people will sit and listen to him for 10, 15 minutes, summarize it.
Yeah.
Right.
And then at that point, depending on what his testimony is, would he have indicted him but for Trump being president? And based on his summary of, it's much easier to get emotional listening to a testimony than reading it in a transcript,
Yeah.
especially 400-page encyclopedia.
100%.
This is going to make a do or die of whether or not there will be an impeachment proceeding on President Trump or on July 17th. That's the end of the Russian investigation. It'll be one or the other. We will see. In some sad news, the children are being returned. The 249 children are being returned to a troubled Texas border facility. The continuing movement of children and confusion over the housing at the Border Patrol's, for the Border Patrol's youngest detainees pointed to an increasingly disorganized situation there at the border. Trump has refused to take responsibility for the horrific conditions facing migrant children. He blames President Obama. Now, this facility was built in 2012. It was meant to temporarily house adults, not children, and not for a month at a time. It was meant to house adults for a few days at the most. Now, recently, what's going around social media is the image of a Salvadoran father and his daughter lying face down in the water of the Rio Grande, part of the U.S. border with Mexico. Now, this picture has gone viral. In the image, there is a young girl. She's tucked inside of her father's shirt, her right arm slung around his neck as they lie dead near the shore. Their bodies have come to rest near a riverbank where 5 discarded beer cans and an empty soda bottle sit in the tall reeds. Another beer can floats right by the girl's body. Now, this photo evoked memories of a 3-year-old Syrian boy whose body washed up on a beach in Turkey and continues to spark discussion about the migrant treatments both in the United States and in Europe. This is a situation where a man could not apply for asylum, could not come to the border, and said, I have to get out of living on the streets in Mexico, and he took a chance by crossing the Rio Grande River, which is extraordinarily dangerous, and he paid for it with his life along with a defenseless, and blameless baby. Extraordinarily horrific, horrific photo, which really shows, what's going on. Do we have a picture of the father and the baby? There we are. That is the family. That is the father who died. That is the baby who died. The mother made it out alive.
Oh my God.
Horrible.
That's heartbreaking.
As part of the climate change, which, by the way, there's going to be a Democratic debate tonight, and I guarantee you, if you watch it, they're going to be talking a lot about climate change because it's happening in Florida. And in Florida, people who live in Florida see the hurricanes coming in, the flooding, the drastic changes in temperature. Climate change affects Florida drastically. According to the United Nations, we are going to end up in the next generation. And the next generation is not 50 or 100 years from now, the next 10 to 20 years of having a climate apartheid. Meaning that people who have money, people who are rich, they'll be okay. People who have no money, people who are not rich, they're going to suffer. And they give as an example. They give as and we're not even talking about people who are living in wealthy countries like the United States and people who are living in third world countries. We're talking about rich people in America versus poor people in America.
Absolutely.
Rich people in England versus poor people in England. Rich people in Jamaica versus poor people in Jamaica. Rich people in Guyana versus poor people in Guyana. You name the country. And they gave the example of Hurricane Sandy in 2012. Now, in Hurricane Sandy in 2012, anybody who remembers, in lower Manhattan basically got flooded out. And people lost their power. People who were on floors 1 through 7 had all of their furniture and clothing destroyed. I mean, the water tides, especially in Battery Park City, were going very high. Except there was one building that didn't have any damage. And that building was the Goldman Sachs headquarters.
Oh my God.
And the reason why the Goldman Sachs headquarters of any building in downtown Manhattan had no damage is because they put out, at their own expense, sandbags around the building to protect their building and their belongings and their offices.
Of course.
And so they were able to protect themselves from the extreme weather, while others who have less money were unable to do so. And they used that as an example. And you know what? I kind of buy that.
Yeah.
I kind of buy that.
We don't even have to wait for the next generation to see it.
Right.
You're absolutely right.
All right. So do we have any camels?
I think we've got some camels.
Yeah.
We got some camels. There we are. It's hump day.
We fed them yesterday.
We fed them yesterday. I'm going to tell you, they're fast today.
Right.
They're fast today. So, in our opening news, Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias, if you ever choose to get married, I don't know if this would be the place to do it. All right? There's a guy, he proved he was not a bum after proposing to his girlfriend during a butt-grabbing competition at a Savannah minor league baseball game. So what happened was the girl was blindfolded, and they brought out 5 or 6 guys onto the field, and she had to feel all their different butts. And then she had to figure out who's her boyfriend. And luckily for her, she got it right.
Wow.
Oh, thank
She
God.
got her boyfriend's butt right, and after she picked out the winning butt, there he is, the boyfriend. The boyfriend turned around in front of everybody and proposed to her.
That's
So
hilarious.
I just wonder like what he would have done if like she
didn't
picked the wrong butt.
Right.
Because
Right?
it looks like some of the other dudes were the baseball players. Like,
Yeah, I don't know if I would be able to do that in reverse. Maybe I guess I would, you know.
How?
I don't know. Like if you put like 5 women, you say, okay, who's your girlfriend, Brad? I don't know. Maybe I would.
you wouldn't be.
It depends on how close of a butt it was to my girlfriend's butt. You know, I don't know.
I think it would probably be like off of smell too, like you
Off
know.
a smell.
I'm saying like smelling the
closer.
clone or the perfume, like you know, like while
yeah, I
you're
thought
doing
you meant
this.
like smelling their butt. I'm like,
No.
what are you
I was
doing
like,
with
how
your
deep are you
girlfriend?
going for
Yes.
this competition, man? It's halftime.
Like,
The minor league baseball game.
that's my girl's butt. I know that smell.
Not ass
No.
steak all day.
All right. So meanwhile, that's disgusting. Meanwhile, nearly half. There's a new survey out, and it says nearly half of women want more sex than men. And this is not even millennials anymore. So a new survey found that 43% of women said that they have a higher libido than the man that they were having sex with. There was little difference between the sexes, with 42% of men saying they wanted sex more than their wife or girlfriend. Now, 72% of couples have been in a relationship with mismatched libidos. And of these, 2/3 said the different sex drives have been a factor in the split up.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yes. And I always say, you know, you need, you know, you need both.
Yeah.
You need both. And I don't know if this theory holds water.
Okay.
Okay, but this is my theory.
Okay.
Okay? This is tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Right.
Somebody told this to me a few weeks ago. And I said, you know, like that emoji where like,
The thinking.
the
mhm.
thing.
thinking
And I said,
emoji.
maybe. And I haven't come to grips yet.
Okay. Okay.
So I've been waiting for a good hump day story
All right.
to ask you this.
It's gonna be a whopper, y'all.
Okay, I was told if a man has a good sex life
Yeah.
with his girlfriend or his wife, then he will overlook other things about his girlfriend or his wife and say he's very happy in his relationship. If a woman is very happy in the relationship with the man, then she will say she has a good sex life with the man.
Oh.
And that's what I was told, and I said, that's what I said. I said,
So you said if
the man says the sex life is good, then he says his relationship is good.
Okay.
And if a woman says their relationship is good, then they say the sex life is good.
I don't agree with
You
that.
don't agree with that.
I wouldn't think that a woman. I know that women want to be pleased. So just because the relationship is good.
No. But they're saying is they're pleased because they're happy in the relationship.
But you're saying the sex life is good because the relationship is good.
Pleasure
They get
because
more
you're-
pleasure because they're happy in their relationship. And a man their sex life is good, so that means his relationship is good. He overlooks
How is that
you know.
true? If
I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's
43% more women want
because
sex and their libido is high.
then they're not happy in their relationship.
Right.
Under that theory.
Right.
Yeah.
Under that theory, they're not happy in
That's
their
why I don't
relationship.
think so.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't know. I feel like that ties them too closely together. However, I do think
Do you understand? Do you understand the theory?
Yeah, I agree.
By the way, Joan
agree.
Grant says that is true.
Yeah, I think I agree with the concept of the idea that a man will
And Ramona
place,
Hazel agrees with me too.
Right. I think a man will place slightly more importance on sex as a marker for the overall relationship than most women. I would say that's probably true. Question mark.
Then yeah, but then there
No,
also
but in other words,
that,
the female who's happy in a relationship
Right.
says my sex life is good. They're happy with their sex life.
Right.
Versus a man says my sex life with a female is good. I'm happy in my relationship.
See, but that's what I don't get. Like,
Uh-huh.
you're saying that the relationship is good. So a woman is saying, hey, since my relationship is good, I'm saying my sex life is good.
Well, no,
but how
but-
about if it isn't good? How about if the sex life isn't good?
Because what they're saying is that for a woman, a sex life is more tied to their emotions than to their emotional feelings, and a man's sex life is more tied to the physical feeling.
I don't know. When we're talking about it this way, I have had many girlfriends of mine who have been like, I'm very happy in
Yo-Yo's
the relationship. Yeah,
I don't know.
I know women who have been very happy in their relationships, and they were like, but it's not going down in the bedroom
And that-
the way
that
they want
affects
to.
the relationship.
And it does. And I know I know those women. Like, I have close friends of mine.
I don't know if I believe in that.
I don't know if I believe in that either. I'm just telling you it's a theory. Meanwhile, there is a sexy golf event with naked bar ladies, and it's sparking outrage amongst golfers around the world.
Why would it spark?
And it's a sporting event dubbed the sexiest and naughtiest golf day with nude women has caused outrage around the world with golfers who have their clothes on. The event, titled Sink the Pink, oh come on,
What?
yes, is held on a secret golf course in none other than Essex, United Kingdom. Of course it would be there.
Of course.
According to
The
this,
UK.
yes. According to a description of the day on the company's website, the event will feature more than 30 very sexy and very nude ladies. How can you concentrate on hitting your golf ball if like there's a naked lady sitting next to you? It doesn't make any sense.
I mean, yeah, but you choose to go golfing in that milieu.
Yeah.
They're not like, here's a bunch of naked ladies to distract you from your golf, gentlemen.
Yeah. Now, the company's website states
so
we pride
random.
this is the most ridiculous day
Yeah.
of my life. We pride ourselves in offering the boys a very naughty round of golf and an overall super sexy day filled with forbidding pleasure. And those working at the event will include naked bar ladies. They're going to have a foam party, wet t-shirt contest on the 9th hole. I mean, that's crazy. It's crazy. Now, some golfers, such as the editor of Women's Golf magazine, they're taking some umbrage to this.
Right.
They're saying this is very sexist
Right.
and below what the sport should be. And they say it's a shame that women do this type of work and that organizers think it's acceptable to hire women to parade and sex up their fairways rather than encourage them to play on golf instead. The industry is working very hard to promote equality and inclusivity in the game, as due to golf's heritage, it has long been perceived as a man-only sport. Belgium Kim. Belgium Kim, what do you think?
I think that if women would like to get paid to put on a bikini and serve some drinks, and that's how Baby Girl made her money today, that's how Baby Girl needs to make her money today, and it's not a golf aficionado who should tell her how to pay her bills.
Now
yes, queen.
Now on the company's website, they also have an all-women's golf day where they invite women to come play golf, and but they're not having naked men, they're only having topless men. Does that change your opinion? Well, shouldn't the men be topless too?
Yeah, but
shouldn't the men have no clothes on also?
Are these women truly fully nude? Because I don't know if they're going to be fully, but if they are, that's fine. Like, if they want to hire some guys to be
What
fully
is the
nude,
difference
I think
between
that's fine.
nude and fully nude? Isn't that the same thing?
There's like,
isn't that the same thing? Naked is naked, right? I mean, or is there naked or you're fully naked? There's a difference.
It's the same thing with
naked.
like movies and stuff. Like you always see the women's parts, but you never really see the men's parts.
That's true.
That's just society. That's their norm.
That's true.
Of course, it's not fair to,
meanwhile, Burger
but
King's
it's
Instagram is now being trolled with penis drawings. San Francisco artist Pablo Roche realized that Burger King's Switzerland page was pushing an advertisement that used tap and hold technology that pauses as screens content to create a game, which is a technique that Rochat used to apparently establish his footing in this creative. Instead of taking the major fast food chain to court, he decided to have some fun at their expense. He tweeted, "Burger King recently stole my content for their Instagram ads. Instead of taking legal action, I drew a big fat penis and tagged them so it would show up on their tag photos page. The posts pictured above were created using 6 different uploads where, when viewed together, show one giant penis. So this was a revenge porn. This was revenge porn on Burger King by an artist who apparently had his artwork stolen. In more penis news. Yeah, we are heavy on penis news today, Yonathan. I know you love Hump Day penis news.
Right.
I know it's your favorite. I know it's your favorite. I know it's your favorite news.
You guys got naked golfers.
Right.
A Trojan is celebrating all penis sizes after survey reveals nearly half of men feel judged about their penis size.
Aww.
And you were judged by your penis size or shoe size.
My
Some
shoe
size. Yes, but we know what they were asking, right?
That's true.
As members and supporters of the LGBTQ community celebrate Pride during World Pride, there's an issue that's holding people back. New findings reveal that nearly half of men and 60% of gay men have felt judged about their penis size. 3 out of 4 gay men are not happy with their penises, and of those, 7 out of 10 say they have participated in sexual encounters without confidence that they were making healthy decisions.
I'm so glad. But this ice cream cone truck is hilarious.
The Trojan COCKtion's ice cream truck is setting out to put the shame on ice by offering up a menu of everyone's favorite summertime treat, an assortment of shapes, sizes, and flavors, including Ride the Rainbow, Mighty Munchkin, Holy Cow, Off the Hook, Chunky Hunky, and South Pole. What are they selling ice cream and naming it after people's penises? Is
Yeah,
that what they're doing?
but all the ice cream cones look different. If you look on the graphic on like the main, that bad boy right there, those are all the different kinds of ice cream cones that they're selling.
And then alongside the truck, the Trojan team is going to distribute thousands of free condoms. Finally, Yonathan, man suffered a 9-day erection.
Oh.
Okay, after falling off his moped. That's what he claims.
Oh.
What?
And it was a minor accident. He fell off his moped and ended up with a 9-day erection.
How?
In a study published in the journal, I don't know, I'm going to find out right now. In a study published in the journal Case Reports in Urology, doctors described the case of a 35-year-old British man who fell off his moped and hit his penis. And he developed bruising but had no other significant injuries. However, he went on to develop an erection that lasted for many days longer than is ideal. The man allowed the erection to persist for days before he finally went to the doctor. I guess for the first 2 or 3 days, he's like, wow, this is great. But then I guess after, it kind of hurts. Or uncomfortable. In the journal, doctors wrote on examination there was a grade 4 erection with a rigid base and a shaft. The man had not suffered any pain in his erection, though he did report mild discomfort. Essentially, the injury he sustained falling off his moped was causing too much blood to rush to his penis.
Oh my God.
He hit his perineum. I don't know what
Perineum.
is the perineum. What is the perineum? It's the what? It's a what?
Please don't make me say this.
A taint? What's a taint?
That's the taint, like in between.
It's the taint. It's between.
taint?
Yo.
What's a taint?
It's like between your scrotum and your asshole, like that little.
the spot between your scrotum and where the hole to your asshole begins. That's called a taint. I never heard that. I didn't even know. I didn't even know that was such a thing.
Who needs Dr. Ruth when we got
I said I was close to Dr. Ruth. Yo-Yo, I'm sorry. Yo-Yo is.
I don't even know.
Yo-Yo is our generation's Dr. Ruth.
I didn't even mean to really say it.
I never even knew that was such a thing. I didn't even know that was a body part.
The delivery of between your balls and your asshole is one of my favorite lines ever spoken on this show.
All right, and that is. So apparently, I don't even know how you can hit that. I mean, his balls have got to be really, but his balls have got to be really tiny because doesn't it hang down below your taint? How does that even happen?
No, I mean, like even if you're riding a bike, like that's what's on the that's what's on the seat.
I guess you're up on the seat.
Right, yeah.
Right. The seat's holding it up.
Yeah.
Holding your friends up, I guess.
Stop doing a little hand motion.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
But
yes.
right.
But apparently he's made a full recovery. It's just a shocking science that if you hit your taint hard enough, you don't need taint. Like tainted blood?
Yes. Not like Tate Museum.
Oh, I thought it was like the Tate Museum. I don't even know. Okay. So apparently, if you hit your taint hard enough, you do not need a Viagra. That's apparently the news that we've learned from this, right?
Don't do it. Don't try that home, guys.
I have to tell you that a real production group conversation was had today about whether taint could be written in the cards.
And the way you guys are throwing that word out.
I didn't even know what the hell. I never even heard of the word before.
Because we were like, maybe we shouldn't say it on the show.
I don't. Why is that a bad word? Because I didn't even know it would be a bad word.
It's a lot. The visuals that come.
Calm down, guys.
It's a lot.
All right, yes.
Yes,
biology class, you got it. All right, that was our Hump Day news of the day. And now Belgium Kim, Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias, in a more sedate way. Please tell everybody to share while I get ready to answer their immigration questions.
Absolutely, Bradbury. Today on Facebook, we need you guys to start by liking and following our page. Make sure that you hit that follow button, that like button, and the little bell right beside it, because that's how you know when we go live. Also, make sure that you share the show to absolutely everyone who doesn't know what a taint is. Right now, share it first as a private message. into people's inboxes. You can also share it as a watch party, which will send a notification to all of your friends and family. Don't you want all of your friends and family to be watching the show right now? Yes, you do. Also, make sure that if you've got social media questions about anything immigration related, you drop them in the comments right this second with as much detail about your case as possible, because if we get asked on first come, first serve basis. So you never know if we're actually going to get to your question. Make sure to get them in right now. And the only guaranteed way to get your question answered is becoming a member of the Brad Squad. So make sure that you have joined the Brad Show Live Brad Squad group on Facebook. Yo-Yo, what do they do on YouTube?
On YouTube, you guys also have the chance to become a part of the Brad Squad group page. All you have to do is click on the link that we're going to put in the comment section right now, and you can join. If you have a Facebook page or an account, you can join. And like Kimmy said, that is your way of getting a guaranteed spot in our social media questions, because we don't get to every question every day because there's so many that we get. All right, and also
Marjik says we need an intermission.
I wholeheartedly agree with Mark.
Absolutely. Now also for YouTube, we definitely want you guys to share. So copy the link, send it to your social media platforms, but also send it in a WhatsApp group. Create a group of friends, family, anybody that you think might benefit from the show, send it to them right now. Everybody as well, put in your comments in the comment section, but don't forget to subscribe like you see in this graphic right now. Click on that red rectangle that says subscribe, and also click on the bell so you can get notified anytime we come on. But like I said, please go in the comment section, put in your questions right now, because if you wait too late, we might not get to it. So put it in there. And as well, we definitely want to hear what you guys have to say about all the calls that we'll be taking right now. All right, and now if you're watching on YouTube, please click that thumbs up. There's 145 people watching and there's only 18 thumbs up. So I want to see that go up right now as we're talking, so I can make sure that you guys are actually listening. Are you listening? Press the thumbs up. All right, now this is the time you guys have all been waiting for. This is when you call in and Brad answers your questions and getting answers to your immigration questions.
All right, let's go to Tej, who had to sit through 1 hour of Hump Day News to get his immigration question answered. Tej from Queens, how are you?
I'm good.
Well, Tej, you're like in a hurricane. What's going on?
My bad.
Yeah, now. Nope, I still don't hear you. Take a step to the left. You there now? Tej?
I apologize. Can you hear me now?
I hear you now. What's going on?
Hey, I'm great. How are you doing?
Great. Fabulous. What's going on?
Okay, so my question is, right, my wife is a permanent resident, and she filed the I-130 form for me. I reside in Guyana. So I received a receipt from USCIS. My priority date is January 26, 2018. However, I haven't received any letter from them as yet, but when I checked the website, it states that my I-130 form has been received.
So,
can you shed some light on why this is taking so long?
Yeah,
and advise me on what to do next?
It's been now 1.5 years. Your wife's a U.S. citizen.
Yes.
Are you in Guyana or are you in Queens at the moment?
I'm in Queens.
Okay, so how did you come to America?
Actually, I'd known her over like 10 years, and through vacation I went over there, and we actually got married in 2018.
Okay, and you came here on a visa?
Yes.
Okay, so why are you just filing an I-130? You should be filing an adjustment so you can get your work permit and green card.
Okay, well, basically we went through a lawyer, and that's the step that she told us to do.
Okay, all right. So if you entered the United States on a valid visa, you file and you're married to a U.S. citizen, and you're just filing an I-130 with nothing else, you've gone nowhere with your case. Because you've overstayed your time 10 years. You're not going to do a provisional waiver to go home and come back when you can adjust your status here. You should be filing an I-45 immediately, and when you file the I-45 with a pending I-130, you'll get an interview for your green card in 6, 7, 8 months, and you'll get a work permit in about 6, 7 months too.
Okay.
Right.
Actually, she's not a citizen though. She's just she's a green card holder.
Oh, my apologies then. Okay, how long has she been a green card holder?
She's gonna be applying for citizenship November this year.
Okay, November's 5 years or November's 90 days but to her 5th year?
5 years.
Okay, so if November is 5 years, she can apply for her citizenship in August, 90 days before the 5-year anniversary. So she's about 6, 8 weeks from applying. Assuming
Yes.
because she's so close to becoming a citizen, you don't need to worry about the pending I-130. I would tell you file a mandamus if you were going to become eligible for a green card. But even if you get the I-130 approved, you then got to do a provisional waiver, which takes a year. You're going to your spouse, assuming she's at 5 years is November, she can file in August for her 90 days before the 5-year anniversary. She'll be a citizen by the winter, and then you can adjust your status, and that's really what you're going to do. So I wouldn't worry about for other people. Yes, they got to worry about why is my I-130 taking so long. For you, you just got to get your wife to become a citizen and file an adjustment at this point.
Okay, get it. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Let's go to Jerry in Atlanta, Georgia. Jerry. Jerry.
Hello?
Hi, Jerry. How are you?
Hello?
How are you, Jerry?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What's going on?
So I have a friend. She is, her mom is a permanent resident. She filed for her, and she was in the F2B category. And now the mom became a citizen, and she's back in the F1B category. Now the F2B category is moving faster. Can she switch back?
Yes, under the Child Status Protection Act, you can switch. You can request to go back to the F2B category. You just got to write the National Visa Center.
So who writes the letter, her
The
or
petitioner.
her mom?
The petitioner, mom.
Her mom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I called.
You write and say I elect to go back to the F2B category under
So
the Child
I
Status
called
Protection.
UCIS, and I was asking them that question, and they were saying that if she requests to put her daughter back in the F1B category, she is renouncing her citizenship.
All right, that's why you don't call USCIS. It's ridiculous. All right, they have no idea what they're talking about. All right, so I would prefer if you call USCIS and you ask them a question and they say we can't give legal advice. That would be much better customer service than the shit that they tell you that's absolutely wrong, and then you follow it and screw your case up.
Okay.
All right. So yes, you do it through a letter form to the National Visa Center.
Okay, so her mom has to write the letter.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Bye bye. Let's go to Medi in Lynn, Massachusetts. Medi.
Yes, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Yes, I'm here.
What's going on?
I'm good.
What's going on?
I applied for asylum end of January 2018, and I got my fingerprint in the middle of March 2019. So now I'm looking for my permit, the work permit. So now I got an offer with UN because I was working with them in my country for the past 7 years. So I just want to know what to do because I want to go what to do to go further because it's my dream to work to proceed my career with them.
Wait. I'm lost. You filed for asylum and you had worked previously for your government and you're waiting on your work permit. And what's your dream?
I'm waiting. For now, I'm waiting for my work permit here.
I understand that, but you said you're waiting on your work permit and you have a dream, and I didn't hear what the dream was.
Okay, I said I got an offer with UN, United Nations. So because I was working with them in my country for the past 7 years.
You had a visa. You had a G visa. Is that how you came to the United States? Is that what you're saying to me?
No.
Tell me what.
I'm an asylum.
All right. What is your question? And then I will ask the questions after. Just ask me. Go to the end. What's your question?
Okay. I'm an asylum seeker.
Stop. What is your question?
Okay, I just want to know what to do. If I can accept the offer what United Nations gives me.
You can work for the United Nations as long as you're not working for your government that you're claiming you're seeking asylum from, because that would be hypocritical. Right?
So
in other words, let's say you're from company X, okay, and you're saying, I'm applying for company X, I'm from country X, okay? I'm applying for asylum from country X because my life's in danger if I go back because of my political opinion or some group I belong to. And then you say, well, I'm going to work for country X through the United Nations. What kind of fear do you have then of going back?
So the problem is I really want to, because they want to send me in South Sudan, but I really want to go because just to proceed my career with them. So if I go,
you can't work for your government and then claim asylum against it. Hold on. All right, that's what you're asking. All right, then you have no claim for asylum. I can tell you that right now. So your application for asylum is going right down the tubes. If you're even considering that, you're obviously not scared to return to your home country. Amanda in Hyannis, Massachusetts.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
What can I do to help you?
Oh, my question is, I came on a work visa, but I met someone and got married. We put in our paperwork, we got a work permit, and then my husband moved, and then we didn't get the date for the
interview.
The green card, the date for that. So they sent us a denial letter that our case was being denied, and we should. Well,
let me tell you what you should do. No, there's no appeal.
So
there is no appeal. Okay.
There is no appeal?
No appeal. No such thing as appealing a denial of an adjustment application because you didn't show up. You can do a motion to reopen, which will take over a year, and saying that the government screwed up. But it sounds like they did the right thing. They mailed out your notice and you didn't show up. And then while you have a pending motion to reopen, you don't get to renew your work permit, and they're going to put you in deportation. So because of all of this, my suggestion is you got to refile again. Start from scratch and refile again.
Okay, so refile again.
Correct.
All right. Thank you very much. That's my question.
Okay, you're welcome. Let's go to Akie in Greenbelt, Maryland. Akie.
Yeah, hi, Brad.
How are you?
I'm fine.
What's going on?
My question is, I'm a U.S. citizen, and I plan to adopt my niece who is 16 from the Gambia. One, how long will it take? And two, is it a tedious process that I can do, or do I need a lawyer for it?
You can't adopt a 16-year-old because they're overage. So unless you're going to... No, 16's overage at this point. You got to do it before they're 16. The only exception for adoption over 16 would be if you're also adopting as an orphan an 18-year-old, and that way you can keep two children together.
Oh God.
Okay. Now does she have a visa or anything to come to America?
No, she's in school there. She's going to the university now. But I've been taking care of her all her life.
So why'd you wait so long?
Because I just got my citizenship.
Oh, gosh. All right. Hold on for a consultation. I don't have the answer, but we'll figure something out. All right, hold on. All right, let's go to Fabian in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Fabian. Fabian. It's one of those days where nobody's listening to the telephone.
Yeah.
You know, at some point, maybe we can tell people.
I'm confident that one day
people would listen. Fabian.
Breaking my heart in half, Fabian. Fabian.
Sash in Philadelphia. Sash.
Hello?
How are you, Sash?
I'm good, Brad.
What's going on?
I'm asking for a friend. Her work permit is expired next month, July the 25th. And she just filed for renewal June the 16th. How long will she take to get back her work permit? Because she's in a job through an agency, and the agency told her she can't work at the company no more when July 25th comes.
All right, so let me tell you what the law says. Okay, that's illegal. Okay, it takes about 6 months to renew a work permit, but the law says that if you already have a work permit and you're renewing the work permit based in the same category, as long as you have a receipt, that work permit is automatically extended 180 days, and if they were to terminate you, they're looking at a lawsuit.
Okay.
All right, so, but it does take 6 months, but you're allowed to legally work for 180 days past the expiration of your work permit if you have a new application pending.
Okay. And then I have a question for myself. I have my interview next month. And on my husband's paper, he filed single, and he filed for a different address than where we live right now. Would that be a problem?
What do you think?
Come again?
What do you think?
I don't know. That's
You don't
what I'm
know?
asking.
Okay.
I think it may be a problem.
I think it's a
but I'm
huge
not-
problem because you got to prove you live together. You got to prove you're in a legal marriage. Your husband filed a tax return under penalty of perjury that says he lives somewhere else. He filed a tax return under penalties of perjury that said he's single when he's married. He says he's not living with you under penalties of perjury, and now he's going to go in and testify under penalties of perjury something completely different. Biggest problem I've heard all day.
But I have a joint sponsor.
Who cares?
His mom.
Who cares?
Doesn't matter neither.
Who cares? Because he says you don't live together. So are you lying to the government on your tax return, or are you lying to us here? You're not in a bona fide marriage. He filed single and with a tax return somewhere else in the year you were supposed to be married. You're not in a bona fide marriage. You're looking at a denial all day long. Got to amend your taxes minimally. Hold on. Right? Right, Brad Squad?
Oh, you know they gonna
Right,
let you
Brad
know.
Squad?
You
I
know
mean,
they gonna let you know.
how long has Brad Squad been hearing this?
Every single day.
You got
for
to
the
live
last 2
together.
years.
And Sash hangs up. She doesn't even care enough to know more.
Sasha.
She doesn't care enough to know more. She just hangs up.
That's what happens when you don't like the answer.
You don't like the answer.
sometimes.
Okay, then go on your interview with your husband who claims he's single and lives somewhere else on his tax return.
Right.
Go see how that works out.
Right.
Let's go to Passan in Queens. Passan.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you, Brad?
Good. What's going on?
Okay. I have two questions for you.
Go ahead.
First questions about the requirement, 5-year requirement for U.S. citizenship. Which date we use to calculate the green card issue date or the asylum granted date?
Green card issue date.
Green card issue date. Okay. Thank you. And second question about my friend. He just upgraded his I-130, and how long it takes to get the interview notice at the U.S. Embassy in Nepal for his spouse?
What do you mean upgraded it? He became a citizen?
He became citizen, and he has filed as a green card holder, I-130.
And when the
he
I-130
upgraded.
was approved and already at the National Visa Center?
No, it's still pending at the California Service Center.
It should, it could take 6, 7, 8 more months. Who knows? I don't know when he filed it.
Oh, okay.
All right, so it's going to be
Thank you.
a little bit, unfortunately. All right. Let's go to Annie in Las Vegas. Annie.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, Brad.
What can I do to help?
Hi, Brad. Actually, I'm a U.S. citizen.
Right.
And I filed a petition for my daughter
Mm-hmm.
last November 2009, and it was approved. And she came here on a B1, B2 visa last February 2019. And my question is, can she adjust an status here?
Are you a resident or a citizen?
I'm a citizen.
You are a citizen of the United States. They're processing for citizens. She's over 21?
She's over 21. I'm from the Philippines.
Okay, so they're processing right now cases from the Philippines August 22nd, 2007. You filed for her 2009, so the priority date's not current yet.
So she can't adjust her status. Is that correct?
That is correct. And let me just double check. I'm reading this right. Final actions for sponsored preferences and dates. They're up to May. Actually, they're up to May 1st, 2008 for being able to file for adjustments. What's her priority date?
Priority date is November 2009.
Yeah, no, you can't. She's going to end up overstaying either way.
Okay.
All right.
What other option? Can she file an extension?
She can file an extension. She can change her status to another non-immigrant visa status. There's lots of different options. I think the best bet is let's see what she can qualify for and have a consultation. So hold on one
Excuse
second.
me, what is that again?
She
Come
can
again?
change. She can file for an extension. She could file for a change of status to something else as long as she keeps her non-immigrant intent. Let's see what her options are. I don't know what she would qualify for, so let's have a consultation and see. Hold on. All right. Let's go to Michael in Seattle, Washington. Michael.
Hey, Brad. How
are you?
Yeah, well, enjoy the show.
Thank you very much.
So I came here on a Esther about 12 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
We had never met. We proceeded to get married within that 90-day period.
So you met a woman and got married all in 90 days?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
And we fast forward 12 months. She's pregnant, and
congratulations.
I'm now waiting 222 days for my EAD. I'm just, my lawyer's telling me about 6 months, so starting to get a little bit worried because she's no longer able to work, and neither am I. So.
What you've waited how many days now?
It's 222 days.
Okay, when did you file your adjustment?
December 19, 2018. I've got cases ready to be scheduled for an interview since December last year.
Yeah, they're processing right now work permits that if you go to their USCIS website, they're processing. They're saying it's taking 6.5 to 8.5 months now for a work permit. And unfortunately, that's what it is. They're processing depending on October, November, December. I mean, your work permit could be in the mail tomorrow, and it could be in the mail 2 months from now. And there's not a lot you or anyone can do about it at this point. I mean, we can file a mandamus for you. It'll cost you some money, and maybe would speed up your work permit, so you'll get it in 2 or 3 weeks instead of 4 or 5 weeks, or maybe it's already in the mail today. So at some point it's silly to file lawsuits to save a week, or 10 days.
Is it more?
Sometimes you just get screwed, and it's what it is, unfortunately.
Is it more likely that I'll get my interview before I receive my EAD?
It's possible.
Possible.
Yeah. I mean, you're in Seattle, Washington, so I don't know what the waiting time in Seattle, Washington is. I don't know what.
I think it's about 8, and I think it's at about 8.5 to.
Yeah. It's possible. It's very possible. I don't know if your lawyer did all your paperwork right, but assuming he did, I've seen situations now where people get their interviews before they get a work permit.
Yeah. That's what my lawyer said.
Yeah. But I mean, the solution is you sue the government because they're violating your rights. You're supposed to get a work permit, but you're not going to sue them to spend all this time and effort to save a week. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I just didn't want to rustle any feathers.
Right. So unfortunately, you just got to sit back and enjoy your baby and try to figure out how to, make ends meet. I don't have a better answer for you.
No, that's fine. Yeah. Thank you. Keep up the good work.
Thank you very much. All right, let's go to Keisha in Washington, D.C. Keisha.
Hello.
Hi, Keisha. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you for answering this question for me.
My pleasure.
So I am in the F1 status here. I finished school. I'm now applying for my OTP. I since put in my request to USCIS for my EAD card.
Right.
That's since June 11th. I'm not certain how soon I'll be able to get that card back. I did apply for a job, and I got accepted for the job to start in September.
Right.
So I'm not sure how soon would I be able to get that EAD card.
Well, it should come for people who are on OPT. It should come in 90 days. It's not like the adjustment marriage cases, because if it takes 6-8 months to get your work permit on OPT, your OPT is over by the time you get it. So it should come. So it should come much faster. But your school. See, I never apply for the work permit for the OPTs because you'd always do it through your school. So, the best person to ask is your school advisor how long it's taking.
Okay, and another question I have. So I have approved I-130 with a priority date for February 15, 2015, February 2015.
Who's filing for you?
My mom, she's a U.S. citizen.
And you're single?
So I'm wondering, how soon can I adjust my status?
You're like 3-4 years away.
Okay.
All
right. Those are my questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Keisha.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Let's go to Michelle in Indianapolis. Michelle.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Brad?
Good. What can I do to help?
Well, I've got a question. I flew over to Nigeria on February the 16th to meet my boyfriend of 3 years. And I stayed for 9 days. We ended up decided to get married there.
Great.
I flew back. I'm a United States citizen, and I applied for an I-130 for him to come.
Right.
I received my notice that they got it on February the 29th. Do you know how much longer that may be before we would get an answer?
Yeah, he's not going to be here ultimately till sometime in 2020, unfortunately. Well into 2020.
I'm sorry?
You're not going to get an answer till early 2020, and he won't be here till probably summer of 2020.
So 2020, and he won't be here till 2020 as well?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay. Okay.
Right. So you're gonna
Well, thank you very much.
You're gonna have to do a lot of trips to Nigeria. I mean, that's basically it.
A lot of what?
A lot of trips to Nigeria to visit him, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Well,
Sorry
thank you
about
so
that.
much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
All right. All right. And with that, Belgium Kim and Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias, we have something we like to call social media check-in.
Our very first question comes obviously from our Brad Squad group, and it comes from Adina Ye, who said, "My name's Gabriel." Just kidding. My name's Gabriel.
Really?
Yeah, I swear to God. Well, Adina Ye was the first
Now he's
name,
Gabriel.
but it's Gabriel.
Okay.
Gabriel is married to a U.S. citizen and lives in the U.S., but he has not yet filed. But I've yet to file in my application for an interview. I have Hep B. Can this be an issue, hepatitis?
Yeah, you got to get it cleaned up.
Before
Yes, got to get it cleaned up.
Okay.
All right, Gina, our second member from Brad Squad. I keep on wanting to say Brad Squatter, but I guess we could say Brad Squatter.
I don't like Brad Squatter. Just
it's Hump Day.
Membership.
So.
It's membership into the Brad Squad.
Yeah, but it's Hump Day, so I can say Brad
Brad
Squatter.
Squatter? Sounds like they're doing something dirty.
Well, we do get dirty here. So Gina, my name is, or Georgina.
Yes.
Can I start to file my husband, even though I'm a green card holder, we have a child together, but my husband lives in Jamaica?
Yes, file the I-130, but get the process going.
Glaza said, "My mother is a permanent resident, and she petitioned my father and my 19-year-old sister in the Philippines in May of 2019. What are the odds of her actually getting a visa before she turns 21, and how can she be protected from aging out?"
Who filed for who?
So permanent resident mom filed for 19-year-old daughter.
How long is the only way to not age out is for permanent resident mom to become a citizen before the child turns 21. Whether she becomes eligible or not, I don't know.
That we don't know. Okay.
Right, but that would be it. Other than that, she's going to end up in the F2B category.
Okay, Prince says, I came with a medical visa. Can I apply for a green card without marrying a U.S. citizen?
No, there's no such thing as I have a medical condition, I deserve a green card. No such thing.
And our final question from our Brad Squad today, who knows they got their questions answered.
Sandra Salinas has the right word, squaddies.
My Brad Squaddies.
Squaddie. She's right.
A squaddie.
Yeah, she's right. It's a squaddie, not a squatter.
That's true.
She's right.
That's true. Okay.
Kudos.
Squaddies.
Kudos.
Squaddies. That's cute. Squaddies.
Kudos. Sandra Salinas.
Douglas said,
yes.
If a B1, B2 visa holder marries without staying up to 90 days before filing for the adjustment of status, what's the implication?
Misrepresentation and most likely need a waiver. I mean, you can talk your way out of it through a rebuttable presumption that it was not my intention to marry when I came here and I changed my mind because of XYZ, but most likely you would need a waiver.
All right, Shope saying, hey, Brad Squad. So a friend of mine is in America for more than 3 months now.
1 second, I apologize. Shango is commenting on Squatty. He says he doesn't like it because it means it's the cops.
Ooh, yeah, we're not 5-0. No.
Right, so maybe we have to take back Squatty.
Yeah.
Kudos to Shango for pointing that out as well.
Can they just be the squad? I thought that we had agreed on them being the squad, years ago.
They're just the squad.
Member of the Brad Squad. There you go.
Just part of the squad.
All right, part of the squad. Yeah. Now, Shope saying, so a friend of mine is in America for more than 3 months now. She's there for a vacation, but she doesn't want to come back now. However, prior to this, her father applied for her. He is IPR, and she got her I-130. LPR. She got her I-130.
Basically, the woman came here as a
approved.
visitor. The father filed for her before she came as a visitor, and she doesn't want to leave. When was the visa petition filed?
I don't know, but they're just saying what form can she apply for or waiver if possible.
Need to know more information.
All right.
What she's talking about.
Donabelle Booley said, I've got a question. I'm planning to apply for citizenship, but I haven't received my divorce decree. And I called the court last month and they say I'm not divorced yet because the judge hasn't signed the decree. But when I attended our last hearing, the judge said, I'm divorced. I'm so confused. Please help me.
The judge probably said, I'm going to approve your divorce, but it's probably your divorce is sitting on his desk and you need to sign it, but it's going to have no effect on you becoming a citizen. Because assuming you're becoming a citizen based on 5 years, whether you're married or not married, the judge signed the divorce, the judge didn't sign the divorce. Wherever you are in your divorce, that's what you tell the citizenship officer when you go for your interview, and assuming everything is good. Otherwise, meaning you're a person of good moral character, you otherwise qualify for citizenship, whether you're divorced or not, it's going to make no difference on you becoming a citizen.
Okay, we have our next one saying, hey, Brad, I have a question because I just heard about you on YouTube and just started to watch you.
Okay, thank
so
you.
welcome. How long does immigration take to send you a receipt number when you first send your documents? The reason
About 2-3 weeks.
Oh, you said what?
About 2-3 weeks.
Okay, the reason I think they got the package is that I tracked it until it says delivered.
About 2-3 weeks.
Okay.
We've got a question from Abigail who said, could I just use a letter from a therapist to prove emotional and mental abuse in a VAWA case? I was physically, sexually, and financially abused as well.
Well, you can't use a letter. You can use a full evaluation by a therapist where he describes his evaluation process and what facts he learned through his evaluation and how he's treated you, et cetera, et cetera. That would be a start. Whether or not that in of itself proves everything, I don't know, but certainly evidence towards proving it. But it wouldn't be a letter saying, hi, I'm the therapist, this person's been abused.
They're definitely
very truly yours.
Right.
I don't think that's going to be much.
Therapist.
Yes.
Because she's saying that part of the abuse was her being physically prevented from reporting the abuse. So she's got very, very little hard evidence. So what else could she have other than that therapist?
Her very detailed statement about what happened. She has to be able to emote.
Okay.
All right, Lakeisha is saying, I've been married for 11 years, but my wife started doing drugs. We have been separated for 4 years now, and I don't have her current address. Can I still file for divorce?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't know where she is, you would have to hire a private investigator to find her. Ask a friend or family member where she's living, and worst comes to worst, after you go through every possible scenario on how to do it, depending on what state you live, you would ultimately have to ask a judge to publish service in a local newspaper, but each state is different process in which how to do that.
Allie said, my U.S. citizen wife was arrested when she was 16 years old for petty theft. However, the case was dismissed and taken off her record. We're now filing the forms for my adjustment of status. Should we state her petty theft arrest on those forms?
There is no place to put that on the application. Whether your U.S. citizen spouse was arrested or not has nothing to do with the price of eggs in China unless it was for sexual abuse.
Okay, USA Star News saying I'm a registered nurse and full-time job. I want to send sponsorship for a visit visa. Some of my family friends to attend my son's marriage, but I owe taxes. Can I still be able to send sponsors? I have my 2016, 2017, and 2018 tax returns.
Yeah, you just have to show your tax returns. Nobody asks on the affidavit of support if you paid them.
Oh.
Now, they will ask if it's filed.
Right.
But it's not whether or not you actually owe taxes.
You need an affidavit of support even for a visitor's visa?
No.
Oh.
But it certainly helps if they say how you're going to support yourself.
I gotcha.
All right.
Jesus Damilola said, I went for my green card-based interview with my husband on June 17th of this year, but I didn't take my medical with me. The officer said he will send a mail requesting for it. It's now been 2 weeks with no mail. What do I do?
Wait 120 days and then call me.
Tracy, GE?
Good evening.
Oh, good evening. Oh.
I got the lingo. It's
right. You're so cool. What are the documents my American citizen husband need to file for my 15-year-old daughter who's now here in America?
If your husband's a citizen, you need an adjustment application along with proof that you're in a legal marriage with him and your daughter's birth certificate to show she's your daughter.
Richard Brown said, sorry, Richard Brown said, my friend got his 10-year green card in February of 2019. The relationship broke down and he moved out in June. Is he going to have a problem actually renewing the green card?
If it's a 10-year card, it has nothing to do with the price of eggs in China. If it's going from a 2 to a 10-year, you got to get a divorce and prove it was a real marriage. That's what we talk about all the time on the I-751s. Now, with that, Belgium Kim, we spoke recently about certain traditions from around the world. It was actually on yesterday's show.
Yes, we did.
Yes. When we spoke about the 400-year-old baby jumping festival in Spain.
Baby jumping.
But what about superstitions from around the globe? Do you know? I'm sorry, I can't read today. Sorry. Do you know what they are and which part of the world they initially come from, these superstitions? Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias was out on the street with a new game testing people's knowledge of superstitions. Play along and test your own knowledge.
What's up, Brad Squad? This is Yonathan Elias, and we're back on the streets of New York with a brand new trivia game. That means I'm about to educate you, all right? Now, we've all heard of some pretty bizarre superstitions like Friday the 13th is bad luck, and it's also bad luck to open an umbrella indoors. We just don't do that. But do you know where these actually come from and what countries they come from? If you don't, I'm about to teach you right now. You and some other people on the street. So play along in the comments. Now let's go get our first victim. All right, you guys ready to play superstitions from around the world?
We're ready!
What's your name and where you from?
My name is Rodney, and I'm from New York.
Hey! Are you ready to play superstitions from around the world?
Yeah.
No problem. Now, you guys have heard of the term knocking on wood, right? So now, what region does it come from? A, Asia. B, Central America. C, Europe. D, West Indies.
I'm gonna say Asia.
West Indies.
West Indies. I'm going to go with West Indies.
I'm gonna say Europe.
Got the first one, Europe. Okay. Let me see a little victory dance. Hey. This widely known superstition is a modern take from the medieval times where European churchgoers would touch wood the church's claim was from the cross. Touching the wood supposedly gave a connection to divinity and thus good luck. Evil eye. This is known to ward off evil glares and bad jujus, bad spirits around, right? So does this come from Afghanistan, Nepal, Spain, or Portugal?
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan.
Now I'm kind of thrown.
Nepal.
I'm thinking Morocco, but I feel like Afghanistan is the closest to that. Okay, Afghanistan it is? I think it's
Afghanistan.
Everybody says Afghanistan, but it actually originates...
Because it's a very Arabic thing.
It is, but it originates from Spain.
Oh, look at that. I'm learning.
Has someone ever complimented anything you've owned just for it to be broken or ruined? Some superstitious folk might say that was the evil eye at work. The evil eye, or mal de ojo, has been deeply embedded in Spanish popular culture throughout the country's history. Ironically, the same eye symbol is used in many countries to guard against such disastrous gazes, such as Turkey, Greece, Egypt, Iran, Morocco, and Afghanistan. Blue is thought to be a ward of the evil eye as well. Trimming your nails at night is bad luck. Okay? To what country? Is it South Korea, Nigeria, Austria, or Japan?
I'm gonna say South Korea.
Japan.
Japan.
Yeah, have you heard of that before? You said that with confidence. Trimming your nails at night. It's a no-no.
With the lights on or in the dark?
Regardless, at night.
Wow, these are tough questions. I'm gonna guess Japan.
I'm gonna say Japan.
All right, Japan. This Japanese superstition actually claims if you trim your nails at night, it could actually cause a premature death. Accidentally killing themselves, attracting evil spirits, or letting an evil spirit into their body. I'm never about to cut my nails at night now. Like what? Like for real though. We hear that toasting with water is bad luck. Have you guys heard that before?
Yeah, this is actually my first time I've heard it. Actually.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
I've heard it.
Okay, girl, how you know? Don't ever toast with water.
Is that my luck?
It's bad luck, and it's basically wishing death on someone.
Oh my goodness.
Where does that come from? Is it Germany, El Salvador, France, or Greece?
Go with Germany.
I'm gonna say Germany.
Greece.
I'm gonna say Greece.
Wow, Greece! Come on, Millie Rock, sturdy with it, sturdy with it. Want to wish death on someone? Toast them with water. Well, at least that's what the Greeks say. This superstition is derived from the Greek myth where the spirits of the dead would drink the water from the river Lethe. Lethe was one of the 5 rivers that flowed through the underworld in Greek mythology. It flowed through the cave of Hypnos, which is sleep. There, whoever drank from its waters would forget their earthly past before passing into the underworld. Lethe is also the name of the Greek goddess of forgetfulness, whistling indoors. No. Okay? Don't do it. But does this come from Russia, Pakistan, Germany, or Philippines?
Philippines.
Philippines.
I was gonna say Philippines. Okay, I'm gonna just go with Russia.
Oh, you are on a roll! Okay, not just whistling in general, but actually whistling indoors or to the sun is ill-advised in the Norwegian and Russian culture. Whistling indoors supposedly leads to financial problems in Russia. In Norway, whistling at the sun supposedly causes rain. Well, I actually like rain, so. Shoot, I can't whistle. You get it. Have you ever heard about placing your wallet or purse on the floor is bad luck? You lose money.
Oh, my wife is big time. Don't put the pocketbook on the floor.
Okay, so now you're going to be able to educate your wife on where this actually came from. Is it from Mexico, Philippines, Belgium, or Trinidad and Tobago?
Wow.
Go Trinidad and Tobago.
Can I go first? Trinidad and Tobago. That's what I was gonna say.
Belgium.
Trinidad and Tobago?
It's actually from the Philippines. A lot of people think it's from Trinidad too. In many cultures, laying your purse or pocketbook on the floor is disrespect to the object. Since a purse holds money, the belief goes that you're snubbing those funds if you place them on the ground. Potentially, dirtiness aside, superstitions in some Central and South American countries, as well as the Philippines, say resting your purse or wallet on the ground will lead to bad financial luck. So next time, think twice before putting your purse or pocketbook on the floor, all right? Put it on your lap, over your shoulder, somewhere. We need those funds. Breaking mirrors. Bad luck. Does that come from India, Barbados, Argentina, or Rome?
How about Rome?
I'm gonna say Rome. So am I.
Rome.
Rome.
Kill it. Kill it. And with a good foot. The broken mirror superstition has been within the Western society for over 1,000 years. It was first seen as a sign for bad luck in Rome. At one point in the glorious history of the ancient city, making mirrors was an art form similar to the significant buildings and statues that represented Roman gods and goddesses. So breaking mirrors was a huge offense. There you go, superstitions from around the world. I absolutely loved this segment because not only did I learn about where they came from, but I learned about well, wait, I don't know if that's good that I learned about new superstitions because I'm kind of superstitious. So now I ain't about to be trimming my nails at night. I don't want no evils in my body now. You guys don't do it either. All right, back to the studio.
All right, that looked like fun.
It was fun.
Julian, the TriCaster guy, put 4 minutes on the clock. 20 questions. 20 questions. No dilly-dallying. Yonathan in Belgium, Kim. No dilly-dallies.
We would never.
Never.
We would never.
Never. You ready? Go.
Pasang said an I-130 was upgraded 3 weeks ago, but no response yet. The case is in California Service Center. When will we get the upgrade notice, and how long is it going to take to get approved?
Months.
Kahi says, does it affect my credit when I get my social security number if I have a doctor bill that's in collections?
Perhaps, yes.
Kenny says if your U.S. spouse calls the USCIS to cancel his petition for his foreign spouse and also threatens to divorce you and keep threatening you, what can you do?
Nothing. You'll get divorced and either do a VAWA case or fall in love with somebody else.
Babu Rao says, which is the best sponsorship route for a U.S. citizen to take a spouse living abroad, CR1 or K3? How long will it take to get my mom to arrive if I sponsor her?
Faster would be you file an I-130 and a K3 would get you here faster. A K1 was a fiance to get married here would get you here the fastest.
Larry said, I'm still married to my U.S. citizen spouse for 3 years now, and we have filed 3 years worth of taxes. I filed for my 10-year green card for a year ago now and have had my fingerprints done, still waiting for the card. Could I go ahead and file for the citizenship even though I haven't received my 10-year yet?
You can try.
Molly says, was originally a F2B, but my mom became a citizen. A letter was written to USCIS informing them, as well as to put the petition in for a F1. Now F2B is moving faster. Can I go back to the F2B category?
Yes, you can go back to the F2B.
What's the process of doing so?
You file a letter with the National Visa Center.
Tanisha said, I'm asking for a relative. The priority date is July 2013. How long before she hears something from NVC? She is under the F2B category.
About another year.
Dolly asking for a friend. If you put in your I-130 and you got a reply saying transfer to another USCIS office and the office has the jurisdiction over your case, please explain this.
They're just moving workload around from people who are busy to people less busy.
Jasper Dot said, I filed for the I-485 and my application has been submitted. How will I make a correction on my application from no to yes? Because I was just given a citation for driving without a valid license, but no arrest and no convictions, and I've got the disposition. What should I do?
At the time of your interview, you bring the disposition, you tell the officer before the interview starts.
Yassine says, is it okay to print the N400 form and fill the paper in both sides so we end up with 10 papers instead of 20?
Yes.
Chelsea said, when USCIS requested more evidence regarding your case and they received it, would the office notify you that they've received the additional evidence?
No.
Isha says, how can someone get information from an NBC office when your case is with them?
Right now because they're changing the system over. It's hard to get in touch.
MS says, I live overseas. Is it illegal to be denied a green card for a previous overstay even though I've served the full 10-year bar?
No, you should be able to get your green card.
Melody, if a married person from another country overstays their U.S. visa, can they get divorced and get the status sorted out while still in the USA?
Yes.
Sianda said, how long does it take to get in an interview for the I-130 petition? The husband is a U.S. citizen and it's been almost 3 months. Plus, how much longer do we have to wait and what's the next step?
12 to 36 months. You got to wait to get your biometrics. If you haven't done it, your work permit, and then eventually a green card.
Shan, I'm going through a domestic issue with my husband for which he is charged with a criminal felony. If I choose to drop the case, will that prevent me from getting a green card?
If you drop the case, would it prevent you from getting a green card? No, and you don't drop the case. It's the people of the state who are bringing the charges drop the case.
Kelly said, can someone have 2 petitions submitted? A work visa has been petitioned on behalf of my sister, but her child is a U.S. citizen and wants to start filing.
It depends what the work visa is. If it's a non-immigrant intent work visa, you can't do both. But if it's a dual intent work visa, then you can.
Judith, how long does it take if a permanent resident husband filed for the wife, stepkids, wife is in America, kids are in Jamaica?
2.5 years.
Finally, Shango said, at what stage can you file a mandamus for a final order granted by an IJ for an adjustment of status?
A year.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Woo! What? Huh? Gloating night. I feel real good about that.
Comments of the day, Belgium Kim. Comments of the day.
Absolutely, Brad.
I didn't realize we were 20. I was waiting for the next question.
She said finally.
I didn't realize. So I'm like, where's the next question? I'm like, come on.
People are saying 18.
Well, they may not have seen the end of it yet.
Nope, they saw the end of it. 19, March says.
And then Ramona did the little 20.
Okay, now, they were counting.
Y'all are delayed. It's okay.
Okay,
it's okay.
I was about to say.
You guys need to calm down. Our first comment of the day is from the beautiful Christine Bennett, who said, yes, everyone knows not to call me between the hours of 5:30 and 7:30 because I'm listening to Bradshaw Live.
All right. Yeah, it's about time people know that.
That's right.
You read it.
Okay.
You read it. No, you read it.
Because I don't get it.
I'll tell you whether I get it or not.
This was in response to the new vocab word we learned today, Yonathan.
Oh, gosh.
What's that new vocab word we learned today, Yonathan?
Taint.
Taint is the vocab word. And we had Ben, who was real happy that Uncle Brad just added to his vocabulary.
I did. I had no idea what that was.
Highly recommend a Google to see what else comes
Yes.
up, Brad. Highly recommend a Google.
I will be using that word again in my vocabulary again at some point in the near future.
The very near future.
Yes. I don't know where or when, but I will use that word.
You know what? You should Google how to use it in a sentence
Maybe
and then
I
probably do the thing that the sentence suggests.
Maybe I should do that. I'm going to Google how to use the word taint in a sentence.
Yup, you should. I'm
Right.
sure the
I think Google would say, boy, I just fell on my taint and I got a hard-on for 9 weeks.
Gosh.
No, that's
That
not
won't-
the,
that
that's
won't
not going to be the
Google say?
sentence. Finally, First Lady Hewitt said, one day when I have a question again, I'm going to call Brad and I'm going to talk straight Jamaican. I bet he will understand absolutely everything I say. Who would have bet?
I would say I would understand that. I would get it. I would know enough that I would be able to answer the question.
I think you
Yes,
would.
I would.
I have faith in that.
Yes, 100%. 100%.
All right, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein Law Firm, located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465.